Yo, gentlemen, thank you. Welcome back. This is Man Talk, episode 3. What are we going to talk about? Ah, yes. Well, we spoke about keeping it simple. You know what? I make a pencil a symbol of this. So we keep it simple. Now, I'm no big relationship expert. I believe in improving yourself first. But this came to mind because this is true. This is why I don't believe in relationships. Even though people do that, that's their thing. I don't knock it. I don't believe in it. This is what I believe in. The better person you become, the better person you will attract. The better person you become, the better person you will attract. Or as the saying goes, like is drawn to like. That's the universal law. Like is drawn to like. Or become that which you seek to attract. Or what I saw in Sarasota for the New Year's, your vibe attracts your tribe. So work on yourself. You become that which you seek. And then it'll show up. Or they will show up, I should say. Forgive me. Well, that's all I have to say on relationships. I don't have much to say on relationships. I'm trying to work on it. Excuse me. I'm working on it. But since it's not something I believe in per se, because I believe in bettering yourself, making yourself better, because that is what you can control. Relationships is just that. Your interaction with other people. You can't really particularly control other people. Even your own children, who you're morally and legally responsible for. Anyway, other people are experts on that but me. I'm about dealing with the man in the mirror. All right. All right. I added this because it's funny. Great minds don't think alike. They think for themselves. But it's the same thing. If we all think for ourselves, are we not thinking alike? But I understand what they're trying to say. Great minds don't think alike. They think for themselves. Touche, touche. Great minds are not swayed by propaganda. I should say that. That's what I would say. I'll throw my 2 cents in. Great minds are not swayed by propaganda. They do their own research and they do their own homework. Then they decide, and it's not set in stone because new information may come up. So at the end of the day, great minds are flexible. So they do think alike, per se. All right, gentlemen. I like this because this is so true. I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. By Lewis Carroll. One more time. Muichido. I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. This hit me because as a young man, because of the books I was reading between the ages of 16 and 21, 22, I realized that every 6 months I changed. And it's not until I was 25 that I realized why I was changing. Because the books I was reading, well, I would say began to have an effect on me. But I was beginning to apply them to my life, or they helped me see things clearer. And then as I got older, more and more books came into my life that every month I'm changing. And this new book, the key is to, what is it? The master keys to success. I think that's it. Oh, I don't even know where it is. This book, I'm changing every chapter. Almost every paragraph, I'm changing. The book is so powerful that I could only read a paragraph and I get to stop and think for 15 minutes. So like a book as small as that was only supposed to take me at least a week to read. But it is eliciting so much change in my life, causing me to reassess the past, reprogram myself today, and make changes for tomorrow. And then next chapter, all of that has to change. And this is why in the Empress Club, I stress the need to read. Like my science professor in college says, that people love to build synagogues and no cathedrals to ignorance. And for me, I love to read, I love to learn. So I don't see how anyone could enjoy living in darkness. Interestingly enough, I learned that darkness is synonymous with ignorance, and hence evil. So by worshiping ignorance and staying in ignorance, you can, if you are ignorant now, really and truly, you should be shot. You cannot be ignorant today. I'm even talking about computers and the internet and all that nonsense. I'm talking about the libraries, the bookstores, the oceans of wisdom. If you were ignorant, you want to be ignorant. And quite frankly, you're a waste of flesh. If you're upset, I'm sorry. Like I said, this man talk. This for the big boys. Now, if this was for the Empress Club, I'll say it better, less harsh, because I'm dealing with young men and children. But you're going man. If you are as ignorant today as you were last year, will you truly jump to your death? Because you are operating on a low vibration. When you bring in that around other people, you bring in their vibration down. So do us all a favor. Thank you. It's greatly appreciated. You should never be the same person today that you were on the same day last year. You have no excuse. But it's your choice. Excellence comes at a price. Hence I name my club the Empress Club. Excellence comes at a price. Just like gold. Well, it's amazing. People love gold, but they don't know the process that goes into making it. It is interesting. You know what? Let me write that down. The process of making gold. The process of making gold. I remember that in chemistry class. Man, talk. We got to talk about that. Excellence comes at a price, gentlemen. You don't want to ask the gold, do you mind if I turn the heat up? No, the heat has to be at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time to extract gold from the earth. It's no ifs, no ands, no buts. And they use gold because the Egyptians considered gold with godhood. The best, the top of the line, the cream of the crop. Mediocrity does not live here. Now, if you want to be mediocre, that's your business. That is your choice. That is your right. But when you coming up here, where we operating at the level of gold and not lead, ignorance, mediocrity, and willful ignorance. I remember a friend of mine I met in New York. He hated that more than anything. Because I said, I can't stand ignorant people. So he said, no, you can't help but be ignorant because there are things you're not aware of. It's being willfully ignorant. These are the people you despise. If you're willfully ignorant, please go over there. Okay, take 2 cases of coke and have a long trip off a short cliff. Anyway, let's get back. I got off track. This is dear to me, gentlemen. Let this be your credo. You have to do what is right for yourself. Nobody else is walking in your shoes. Yes, gentlemen, I am saying it. Be selfish. You have to be selfish. Because at the end of the day, like it's the saying says, nobody else is walking in your shoes. So when I say be selfish, I don't mean to the point where you're being foolish with it. But if something is not going to work in your best interest, don't do it. No matter who or what wants you to do it. If it's not going to work in your best interest, you don't do it. You care less about their feelings. Because you have to walk in your shoes. You have to live with you. They can always leave. You still have to live with you and the consequences of your actions. Especially if you do something that you know wasn't right for you. One last time. You have to do what is right for yourself. Nobody else is walking in your shoes. Self-preservation, gentlemen. The organism is to save itself first. Oh, this just said it. All decisions made that do not feel right in your soul heart has a lot to do with your misalignment in your spiritual path. Let me say it again. All decisions made that do not feel right in your soul heart has a lot to do with your misalignment in your spiritual path. But me, I'm not going to have no misalignment in my spiritual path. Because if it isn't going to work for me, I'm not doing it. So gentlemen, don't even put yourself in a position to have misalignment in your spiritual path. Do what is right for you. And if you're in your heart of hearts it don't feel right, don't do it. Because my sister likes to say, when in doubt, don't. When in doubt, don't. Because once you do it the first time, you don't know how far you're going to fall. And how far reaching the effects are going to be in your life. And this is what she's talking about. The misalignment in your spiritual path. You don't know how far off the beaten road you're going to fall. So gentlemen, do what you feel right in your soul heart. In your heart of hearts. If it's wrong, buddy, find that dog. We're going to wait on the case of Coke to get cold. Be out. This is an African saying that was on Samurai Jack, which was amazing. I love Samurai Jack. When there is no enemy within, no enemy outside can hurt you. It says unknown, but it's an African proverb. When there's no enemy within. See, this is what she's saying about being off the beaten. What did she say? The misalignment in your spiritual path. See, because you do something that's against you, you hurt you. So now you misalign. So now you got to deal with the anguish, regret. So these are negative emotions, negative thoughts and feelings. And what you think that's going to try? When there's no enemy within, no enemy outside can hurt you. This is why it's important, gentlemen, for you to do what is in your best interest. But until you hurt no one, but you got to do what is in your best interest. Because at the end of the day, you have to live it yourself. And you see what happens when you go against your best interest? Listen, when there's no enemy within, no enemy outside can hurt you. When there's no enemy within, no enemy outside can hurt you. By doing what is in your best interest is the best shield of protection that there is. This reminds me of some young lady that I like, but someone just tell me, don't bother with her. That girl turned out to be nothing but bad news. That I know of, she caused 3 people to be killed. And I was like, whoa, where would I have been in that number? I listened to that still small voice. I did what is in my best interest, even though I wanted the opposite. A word to the wise is sufficient, gentlemen. This is similar to this. This is why you have to do this, gentlemen. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams? Who looks inside awakens, by Carl Jung. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. One more time, because this is serious business. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. Gentlemen, if I have to say it, then this isn't for you. If you don't get it by now, if that doesn't say it, do what is in your best interest. I'll be going off on a tangent here. This is something I learned from Henry Ford. Give me a second, please. Yeah, it's getting hot in here. Failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently, by Henry Ford. Failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. There's nothing to say. Failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. So, gentlemen, there's no such thing as a failure. So just get back up, begin again more intelligently. All right. So don't let no one tell you you're a failure because you fell. You don't even believe that nonsense. You just got a free education. So get your duff up, begin again more intelligently. I had to save this. Patience is not the ability to wait, but how you act while you're waiting, by Joyce Meyer. Let me read this again. Patience is not the ability to wait, but how you act while you're waiting. For my Aries, patience is not the ability to wait, but how you act while you're waiting. Enough said. Thank you, Joyce Meyer. Gentlemen, conduct yourself with grace. This is coming from me, an Aries. Okay, so I'm not talking here myself. Conduct yourself with grace. Your discipline dictates your success. Nothing more needs to be said. Your discipline dictates your success. Your discipline dictates your success. Nothing else needs to be said. I hope not. I hope I don't need to go expound on this. All right. Oh, I bite my tongue so many times. When you are angry, be silent. When you are angry, be silent. See, a lot of people don't realize that I'm an Aries, but this is how I live, because I heard a few people who made me angry. But I remember one lady, she pulled to the side of the street, but she was very disrespectful, and I couldn't let that slide. A lot of people, I heard, and I realized I really attacked somebody. When I realized I heard the people around me who thought because I attacked that person that I meant them. So I learned in the future, when I'm angry, bite my tongue. And let that person win that skirmish. I'll win the war. And that's something else my teacher taught us. Don't fight battles. Win wars. Yes, and I realized when I look back over my life, I am so glad I bit my tongue. Once I want to tell someone something so stink one, I bit my tongue until it started to bleed. So I'm not saying this just because it was on Pinterest. I live this. I still live it. So what I do to make sure I do this, I keep to myself as much as possible. Because I'm at the age, I don't care about nobody's feelings anymore. Because people think I'm to be played with. And you're getting chopped down. And that doesn't make sense. So prevention is the cure. So I prevent having to act the fool. So gentlemen, when you're angry, please be silent. Especially when you're dealing with children. So it says the best thing in the best things in life aren't things. That's the truth. Like me, I have a little Suzuki, and one or two people make fun of it. Because they have fancy cars. They tell me, you know what? I have 2 feet. When I lived in New York, I didn't buy a car. I walked everywhere. And I enjoyed it. It was a vacation. I still do it now, even though I'm not there anymore. But I walked everywhere. I don't have a car. I have my feet. Still get around. Takes a while, especially in the summer. But it made me realize I don't need things to enjoy life. In fact, it's shocked to me. I've gotten over my fancy cars. All I want to do is to take my family traveling. That's all that matters to me, to be go traveling. I don't need to buy Ferraris and Lamborghinis anymore. Spending time with my family, traveling, that means more to me than fancy cars. Clothes, that's different. I ain't spending money on my clothes. Excuse me. Make your moves in silence. This is what I used to do. I broke that rule once. I paid for it daily. Never again. Make your moves in silence. Now, of course, to accomplish things, you're going to need others. But only after you qualify them to be trusted with what you're up to or planning to do. Not everybody needs to know your business. Okay. This is amazing. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. By Aesop. And what is amazing, I was at the game room, and this young man, this little boy, had to have been 8 or 10. He spent all his money in the game room. He didn't have anything to eat, so I bought him something to eat. Now, it's been what, almost 20 years, and where was I? Anyway, I can't remember where I was. I was about to get something to eat, and he paid for it. He put the money on the table, and I look at him like, who are you? This him. You don't remember me? I said, no. And he said, do you remember in the game room? And this was 20 years ago, and he still remembered that and me. Wow. For $5, I got something free to eat. Well, I don't drink, so I didn't get anything to drink. He's willing to pay for that, but I don't drink. But my point is this. It won't kill you to do something nice for someone. For me, just don't expect them. But in the case of the young man, that's different. I did it because I remember when I was young, and when I go in the game room, I lose my mind. I spend all my money and I have nothing left to eat. Buy anything to eat. So I know, so I got him that. So what I'm saying is, you got to be circumspect in helping people, because then, like the last quote said, not everyone has the same heart as you. But you never know who you're being kind to may come back later and do more for you than what you did for them. So you got to walk the tight line, the tight rope. So if you see an opportunity to do something nice for someone, just do it. Expect nothing in return. That way you guard your heart. This one big, but this is why I'm doing this. When you teach your son, you teach your son's son. The Talmud. When you teach your son, you teach your son's son. What is amazing that my uncle, I'm not going to call his name, he's a pastor and a teacher. My grandmother's his aunt. He has said that she taught him everything he knew, and he taught me everything he was taught. I got the same lesson from my grandmother. So when I saw this, that's the first thing that came to my mind. My uncle and my grandmother. I got a double dosage. And this reminded me also when my friend had asked, well, what about the man? So, gentlemen, this is this was confirmation that I did the right thing. I help you, so you help your son, and he help his son. And if you were wrong, your grandson gets double dosage. This is how I knew I was on the right path and that I was doing the right thing. This is another wise quote from the Talmud. Never expose yourself unnecessarily to danger. A miracle may not save you, and if it does, it will be deducted from your share of luck or merit. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know how much luck I have. But I'm not going to waste it by exposing myself to danger unnecessarily. Let's read this again. Never expose yourself unnecessarily to danger. A miracle may not save you, and if it does, it will be deducted from your share of luck or merit. Gentlemen, I think as much as I could get. So the last thing I'm going to do is deduct from what I have or the little I have, or even if I have none, so now I'm in debt? No. Don't never expose yourself unnecessarily to danger, gentlemen. Don't be a hero. So remember, even Jesus said when he was tempted to throw himself off the mountain. Sacrilege is to tempt the gods, to tempt fate, to tempt God. Don't do it, gentlemen. Don't waste your luck. Don't waste your luck. Say little and do much. Say little and do much. By the Talmud. Talmud. I don't know if I'm saying it properly. By the Talmud. Say little and do much. In other words, let your actions do the talking. Anyway, gentlemen, this is me. I'm out. I'll be right back. Goodbye.